everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and I'm out here today with the F11S Apache. Now I have reviewed an Apache in the past and not this one. This one that I have right here in this case is the beginner model. So there's two versions out. You have the pro model, professional model, and the beginner model. The professional model actually costs about $200 less than the beginner model. That's because the beginner model has optical flow in it, LiDAR, GPS, and a barometer. It is designed for beginners so that you can fly and not crash. So if you want to watch my full review on the professional Apache, it is up here. That's a picture of it, and I made that review about 2 or 3 months ago when it first came on the market. But today's all about the beginner Apache because Banggood, who sent me this, I did not pay for this, Banggood sent this one to me because they said, hey, Black Friday is coming up. This is going to be massively on sale. Can you make a review? Now, the first thing you'll notice about this beast is that it is ridiculously detailed. Oh my God, is it detailed? But what's more important about all that detail is what's in this baby. So there's all sorts of professional items. It's all brushless motors. It's all high-end pro stuff, except they added GPS and a LiDAR system at the back here. So right back here is a LiDAR system. Oh, and that little circle on the other side, that's optical flow. So what does LiDAR do? What does optical flow do? What does GPS do? What does a barometer do for beginners? Well, it does the following. So as a beginner, I'm flying this helicopter and I know nothing about helicopters, and it's my first helicopter and I paid a fortune for it, but I'm flying it, and I'm flying it because all of those systems are allowing me to fly this with no skills. In other words, when I take off and go up with the joysticks, it just sits there and it waits for my next command to move forwards, backwards, side to side. And this optical flow looks at the ground to make sure it's attached to the ground. It just uses a camera to find a pattern on the ground and attaches to it. And the LiDAR is a height finder. It bounces a laser off the ground and it knows how high it is. So with the barometer and the LiDAR, it stays perfectly stable in the air. My mouth is frozen because it is 0 degrees Celsius right now, which is what, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's going to be a cold flight. Now this remote comes with it and you can fly this out 300 meters of range. Comes with a battery or 2 batteries or 3 batteries, whatever you choose. I have 2 batteries and they each will get me 12 minutes of flight maximum. It's kind of cold today, so I have one of the batteries in my pocket to keep it warm. Banggood also sent me the version with the FPV camera that you connect to the battery on the bottom of the Heli, so that means I can fly it with my analog Fat Shark goggles. So I'll do that in this video here today. Now the bonus for all of you is that it is very cold out today, so I'm going to make this a very short video and I'm going to go through all the features really fast. So if I go through something too fast, hit the pause button, rewind, and rewatch, and you'll have your answer. Here we go. Can you see me over here? Look at this. I'm just a big silhouette because it's such a dull day and it's hard for these cameras to record on dull days. I do have the DJI Mini 4 Pro circling me up there, so that should get some shots. I have a hat cam on, and I also have an Insta360 Go camera down there. Let's check my controller here. It says I have 19 satellites. You might not be able to see that because the screen is not super bright outside. So my settings up here, I have this just sitting in the middle because it doesn't matter. The switch, you can push it down or up and it just falls in the middle. Over here I have it on auto because I'm going to fly in auto mode. Over here I have this on lock, and over here I have this set to GPS because I want to fly with GPS. So here we go. So I've never flown this before. This is the maiden. It does have a camera on it which could weight it down, but here we go. I'm just going to take it up. So first thing we do is we unlock it and let's try joysticks down and out. Does that work? Yeah, that seems to work. All right, I'll let it spin up a little bit and then I'll just lift up the left joystick. Here we go. GPS should be active. And when you have gloves on, you kind of lift up the stick a little fast. That was a little fast. Don't do that if you're a beginner. It could scare the heck out of you. Anyways, I'm going to let the LiDAR, the optical flow, the barometer, and the GPS all hook itself in. Walk over here. The Mini should get me by my Heli. There we are. Look at that. It's just sitting there. It's pretty cool. Okay. Now I want to do this fast because it is cold out here, so I'm going to fly it like a drone. So if I want it to spin, use the left joystick and yaw it. I'll pull it to the left. There we go. We're yawing it in place. Nicely done. And now I have it pointing, the nose pointing that way. And since I want it to go forward, I just move this joystick forward and it will go in the direction, whichever direction the nose is pointing. So here we go. There we are. Going under my Mini, and I'll bring it back. I'm gonna keep it at that height because the Mini's at another height up there. You can see it. I'm flying underneath the Mini here. Many on this planet would not do what I'm doing, but I'm doing it because this is a beginner heli. So I'm flying around. Those blades are made out of nylon and carbon fiber, so if they did hit you, yes, it would shut off, but it would probably leave a little bit of a gash, so you don't want that to happen. So on my controller, if I pull this switch down, it will do a circle nose in, I believe. So there we go. Oh, it's going up past, oh, good thing I didn't do that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bring that down. Okay, so there's a tree over there and there's a Mini up there. That was a bad idea. Let me just move it over here a little bit farther away and face the other direction. Okay, Mini, are you coming? Okay, now let's try that again. Circle, it's gonna go up and it should do a circle either nose in or nose out. So where's it gonna go? It's all the way over there. I have to be careful because the Mini's right there. Okay, I'm gonna kill it again. Follow me, Mini. Come on all the way over here. We'll try it. Things I do for YouTube in Banggood, I tell you. Oh my God. Okay. There's trees away over there. I'll stop you. Trees over there. Hi, Mini. With these two guys, they got to stay out of the way of each other. So I'm going to move you over there. Over here. Over here. I'll try that again. Do the circle over there. Watch out for the Mini. Okay. Up there. Okay, there she goes. It's getting ready, and any second it's gonna start a circle. There we go! Success, eureka, it's doing it now. All right, and I have the little camera, but I'm gonna kill it and stop it now. There we are. Look at me, and I'll try the figure 8. Hopefully it doesn't hit the Mini. I'm ready to cancel it. Oh, I gotta cancel it already. It's going right for the Mini. And figure 8. Stay away from my Mini. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's coming right at my head. And of course it goes for the Mini again, right under it. Oh, okay, and now it's gonna turn the other way because it's gotta do a figure 8. There we are. And it's going over there and then it's gonna come back. Hopefully you can see it all way over there on my hat cam. And I'm gonna kill it. There we go. Next thing you can do when you fly this, right now it's in auto mode. I'll put it in manual. If there's a wind out here, it will blow with the wind. Here we go into manual. There we go. So now it's blowing with the wind and the wind's blowing right at me. So I'm flying it in manual mode now. If you're a beginner, don't do this. It's very dangerous because it won't sit still. It will just watch what happens. Okay, I'm flying. I'm gonna let go of the joysticks. It just keeps going. And it can crash into something, anything. So I'm gonna put it back in auto mode. There we go. Hooks itself to the ground, much better. Now over on this side, you have a switch that says GPS mode, which I'm flying in, or you can just fly in optical flow. So say I was indoors and I wanted to fly this indoors, do not put it on GPS because there's no GPS in the house. You would put it on optical flow only, optical flow LiDAR, so I'll do that now. I just push it up and now it's in optical flow LiDAR. No GPS positioning. It still locks onto the ground, but it's only using the LiDAR system, nothing else. So that means if I flew it way, way, way up in the air, LiDAR can't find the ground anymore. It's too high, so it would just start flopping all over the place with no control from me. So I would say for beginners, just leave it in GPS mode when you're outside. And now the last thing I want to show you is landing with GPS. So say I wanted to come back and land here by itself without any help from me. I'm going to take it away out there. So I'm going to go up. Go out. See, I'm far out. So this thing's designed if the battery's low or you lose connection or anything like that, it automatically returns to home, but I'm going to do it manually. So I'm going to pull this switch all the way down. There we go. That's 3 beeps. It should come back and return to home. I'll just get out of the way. And I am going to take control of my Mini just so it doesn't land on the Mini. Because I don't know where the thing's going to land. Oh no, it's pretty good. It's there. I'm watching it here. Just don't land on the Mini. Should come down. It's not even over the landing pad. It's going to land in the grass, I believe. Yeah, right beside the landing pad, so we're okay. So there we go, coming down. I'll walk beside it. It should, I don't even have the controller for it. It should turn off itself as it chops up every leaf that's flying up in the air. So there we go. All right, FPV goggles, FPV camera. Let's attach it and fly this baby. Now, what you have to do is you have to put a little screw, hopefully you can see it, right so that the camera hooks right in here. I don't have the screw with me, it's in a package at home, but that's not a big deal. I'm just gonna take some double-sided tape and just tape this to the front. And then you take this pluggy thing here, this cable, and you plug it in the battery there. Okay, so I'll just put some double-sided tape on the forward section up here. That's where we want our camera to go. All right, I think that's good enough. I can see the camera pointing at me. It shouldn't fall off, and then you just plug it into the battery. So I'm recording the image coming from the heli in here, and all I see is blades of grass. All right, I'm gonna go sit on my Jeep and fly this. Unlock, take it off. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall off. Going up. And I'll just let it sit there and hover for a second. So the camera's just stuck on by tape, but I'm gonna move the right joystick forward, and I'm just gonna fly around here. So you can see the image in my FPV goggles. It's not that great. If you read the specifications, it says you can get a 300-meter flight range. So I'll come back over to me. I don't believe you can get 300 meters with this. It's only a 25 milliwatt output, so that's not quite a bit. So there I am sitting on my Jeep with FPV goggles on, and I'll fly over to the side of the Jeep over here. Go around. Make sure no cars are coming. No, I don't see anything. And then fly back. Oh, that sun is black looking up there. I'd come back this way, miss all the branches, and head back out to the field. There we are. See if I can make it to these trees over here with the goggles on. You can see my image is still pretty good. So that's a decent display, decent signal coming back. Oh yeah, no problem making it to the trees. Look at that. Turning around and coming back. There's my whole field. I can go higher and coming forward at the same time. So I would say if I wanted to fly this in manual mode now, it would be very easy for a beginner to do that because you just naturally will turn it as you're flying. You're not constrained by orientation, like looking at something, moving the joysticks, and it turns the opposite of the way you were looking. It's pretty good. So here I am flying over myself, no problem. There's the sun looking black. That's due to the FPV camera being not the greatest with an image sensor, but you know, for what it is, it works. And let's go this way. Well, I'm gonna try it in the O, so here we go. Oh, is it gonna do a circle? As long as it stays that height and does a circle, it's above the trees. Yeah, so it's automatically doing the circle. I'm not touching any joysticks, I'm just letting it do its circle. So it does it with the nose pointed in, that's why the image looks like this. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. Now I'll do the figure eight. Figure eight. Let's see it do a figure eight up there. So it's gonna go in one direction, do half a circle, or pretty much a full circle, and then it should stop and turn and do the other direction. So here we go, and it's doing the other. So there's the figure eight. I know the image doesn't look that great on the screen, so I will stop this. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just going to hit the return to home. Here, I'll stop that, and I'll see where it takes me and return to home. You can do all this blindfolded. There are 3 beeps, it's going in the return to home. So let's see where it lands. It's going back towards me over in the Jeep. You might be able to see the landing pad below. It glows and then it starts to come down. It should turn itself to face the way it took off, so it should turn at any second. At any second, there we go. Okay, and now it should come down. Coming down, coming down. It should turn itself off. I have no idea what it's going to land on. We should be hitting the ground soon, or it's hitting something. Oh, there's a landing pad. Whoa, it's chopping up leaves, but it landed. I'm coming to get you, Heli. So that's pretty cool. It went better than I thought with the FPV. So, you know, the FPV is an option you can get, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. You can see you probably can't see it in this camera how I strapped it on with all the tape and everything, but it works. Now, the next thing I want to show you is what you get in this box if you buy this baby for Christmas. Check it out. Here we have the hard case the F11S comes in. Inside this hard case, you'll find your helicopter, your radio, batteries, charger, and spare parts. The only items to install on the Apache would be the missile, rockets, and gun. The first thing you'll notice about this helicopter is how highly detailed it is. Every feature looks absolutely stunning. The included battery is a 3-cell 1800 milliamp hour battery. To charge the battery, place it in the charge tray, then connect that charge tray to the battery voltage checker, which is also a battery charger, then plug the charger into the wall using the included wall wart. If you should damage your blades, no worries, 4 spare blades are included, as well as a tail prop. Some tools and screws are provided so you can install the blades. If you wish to customize the heli, stickers are provided. You also receive 2 spare tire wheels, If you order the FPV camera, it looks like this. You get the camera and the transmitter. A radio is included, and it's a pretty good radio, except for that screen. I find out in direct sunlight, it's hard to read. Since this radio and the Heli are designed for beginners, you'll notice that the joysticks sit in the center. So that means you can also change this to a mode 1 if you wish. And finally, the radio is powered by 4 AA batteries, and those batteries are not included. However, a user manual is included and it will tell you everything you need to know. The weight of the Apache with a battery is 560 grams. You're wondering what my final thoughts are. I'm a guy who flies all types of helis. This is the most detailed heli I've ever seen. It's very safe, very, very safe. Just be mindful of how big that circle is going to be, or the figure 8. You can cancel the circle or figure 8 just by putting it back in circle or figure 8, or moving the joysticks. It cancels out. That's what I had to do so it didn't hit the trees or the Mini. Just be mindful of that and you'll have no problems flying it. But never, never hit the kill motors button, you know, like lock motors. Never hit that in flight. It will fall out of the sky and break into a million pieces. And as for the FPV, I was kind of impressed. You know, the FPV is only 25 milliwatts. It's a small camera. It's pretty rinky-dinky. I wasn't expecting much, but the signal didn't break up. I went, you know, a fair distance, and, you know, the signal did not break up. Normally 25 milliwatts will get you 1 football field in length, but nothing more than that. So with all that said, I will once again say this is probably the most detailed heli anyone could buy on the market currently. But it is expensive when you get it with the LiDAR, the optical flow, and everything else. So if you've been a really good boy or girl at Christmas, Santa may bring you one. So start asking now. All right, guys, check out the links below to where this is sold on the Baggood website. And they told me they're going to put it on sale for Black Friday. So there should be a discount code and maybe a sale as well. So go check it out. See if the price is right for you. I'll put a link as well to the other one, the Pro model, and a link to my video. You can check that one out as well because it's less expensive. So with all that said, if you have questions on this product, post them below and I'll get back to you. But for now, I say Merry Christmas. Have a great, well, November. It's still November here. Have a great November and a great December. And I'll catch you in a future video with many more cool reviews. And if you enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up. See you later. Bye.